school from downtime, right? Well, here to talk to us today about how you can bring some focus back into your child's at-home learning routine is author Leslie Josel. Leslie, thank you so much for joining us on Great Day SA this morning.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
And so, Leslie, why is it harder for kids to stay focused right now, do you think?
Oh, well, we all are so much always relying on our internal motivation. I mean, how many times do you say, I'm not in the mood, or I don't want to, I don't feel like doing that? So imagine a student if they're either A, staring at a Zoom screen all day, or B, in a classroom, not used to what the new normal is. Very hard to keep getting that motivation piece going, particularly if they are home. Because at school, you have systems, you have structure, you have cues telling you what to do. Now, for home, we have to rely on that all on our own. Really hard to do.
And kids still adapting. I think we can sometimes forget the fact that kids have just been through a lot in general with this pandemic. But you do have some tips for parents on how they can keep their kids focused. And the first one is pretty creative.
You have to get active. So we all know that movement, right? Movement is good for us. We know that. Sitting is not good for us anymore. So movement also helps to not only lay down learning, meaning get that information in our heads, but it helps to keep our brains activated and engaged. So I kind of equate it to like that sneaky chef who puts zucchini in the brownies, so your child doesn't really know it's there, but kind of knows it's there. So moving around the house, I have kids doing homework in the bathtub, no water, or under the kitchen table, or on top of the toilet, or in a closet if it's lit. Why? Because it's fun. And right now, anything we can do to get that internal motivation up and moving, we need to do that. So we have to get creative and we have to get moving.
Oh, yeah, that creativity, especially when it comes to homework, making homework fun, because you can be stuck in kind of the same spot if you're in a makeshift office space or if you're in your living room and you're just staring at a computer all day. But we talked homework and recess. What about getting outside and getting some fresh air? How important is that?
Oh, we know that fresh air refreshes the brain, and it's that same principle of being outside. It's that same principle of moving. So again, my favorite school supply, if anyone ever asks, is sidewalk chalk, which people go, really? Sidewalk chalk? I'm like, absolutely. You can do math with sidewalk chalk. You can do your capitals with sidewalk chalk, spelling words, or jumping on a trampoline, or bouncing a ball, or if you have a dog at home, and we know everybody adopted dogs this year, right?
Yeah.
Grab the flashcards, let your child grab the dog, take a walk around your neighborhood for 20 minutes. Your child's going to come home and say to you, do I need to study now? And you're going to say, I already did, or you already did. Because again, that movement takes the stress off the brain.
Yes.
Right? So important to do as much movement, and the weather is beautiful. So get outside and transition the spaces. I mean, we all need that fresh air, and we all need 4 different walls to look at right now.
Absolutely. And a part of me, I'm imagining a kid jumping on a trampoline and trying to say the alphabet backwards. Doing activities like that to just get the energy flowing, get some laughs into the routine. But you also say that music is a good idea to change the atmosphere and really impact mental health. How is that?
Okay, I love music. It is my favorite tool that I use with my student coaching clients. And here's why. If you have a student at home that likes to listen to music, music actually helps the brain engage, and it helps your brain initiate. I don't know about you. I'm a disco girl. I hear my disco. I want to start exercising. It elicits that response. It's the same thing with your student. They hear a certain music. They know it's time to get busy.
Yes.
Again, they're not relying on their internal motivation. So my tip for you is not just to let them periodically play any music. Have them create study playlists.
Leslie, amazing tips. The Disco Queen, the author. I wish we could get to your other tips today, but thank you so much for joining us on our show.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And for all of you at home, Leslie's book, How to Do It Now Because It's Not Going Away, an expert guide to getting stuff done, is available on Amazon.com if you want to go check that out. But do you happen to have a new job interview lined